Welcome to Echoes of Time, your portal to the forgotten pages of history, where we reveal secrets hidden under the dust of centuries. Imagine a justice so twisted, so profoundly alien, that even millennia later, its mere whisper sends shivers down the spine. This is the tale of Rome's darkest, most bizarre, and arguably forbidden decree, Poena Cullei, the punishment of the sack. From the annals of ancient Rome, an empire celebrated for its sophisticated legal frameworks and monumental achievements, emerges a justice system cloaked in chilling brutality and bewildering symbolism. This particular decree stands as a stark testament to the depths of human fear and society's extraordinary lengths to maintain order. What truly drove the highly organized and seemingly rational Roman Empire to devise such an utterly specific, ritualistic, and terrifying punishment, reserved almost exclusively for a single abhorrent transgression? Tonight, we plunge into the terrifying depths of Poena Cullei, uncovering the unsettling truths and enduring mysteries surrounding this most peculiar act of Roman justice. To fully grasp the horrific nature and profound significance of Poena Cullei, we must first understand the singular crime it sought to punish: parricide. In Roman eyes, this was no ordinary murder. Parricide was the slaying of a parent or a close relative, an act deemed an unspeakable rupture of divine and social order. It was an offense so profoundly abhorrent that it violated the very foundational principles of Roman society: the sacred bonds of family, the reverence for ancestry, and the natural hierarchy of existence. It shattered the unwritten laws that governed human decency and social cohesion, a transgression against the very gods themselves. Early Roman law, recognizing this unparalleled violation, laid the grim groundwork for this unique retribution, a response so extreme it set the parricide apart from all other criminals. Later, the Lex Pompeia de Parricidiis solidified and codified this gruesome end, cementing its place as a cornerstone of Roman jurisprudence for this specific, unspeakable rupture. This was a crime so unnatural, so fundamentally anathema to Roman sensibilities, that it demanded a punishment equally beyond the pale of ordinary human justice, a public declaration that certain acts placed one beyond the bounds of humanity itself, effectively erasing them from the human covenant. The execution of Poena Cullei was not merely a sentence, it was a ritualistic spectacle meticulously designed to instill maximum terror and degradation. The condemned, having committed this most heinous of crimes, faced a choreographed descent into psychological and physical horror. Often, the ritual began with a public scourging, a brutal lashing that served as both a physical prelude to the unimaginable suffering to come and a public mark of infamy, further separating the parricide from the community they had so grievously wronged. But the true terror lay within the next stage. The condemned individual was then enclosed within a large leather bag, a culleus, a claustrophobic, dark prison from which there was no escape. They were not alone in this macabre confinement. Sealed within this suffocating sack, along with the parricide, were 4 living creatures, chosen with deliberate and chilling intent: a dog, a viper, a monkey, and a rooster. This bizarre and frantic menagerie, thrashing, biting, and struggling in the dark, confined space, would have amplified the terror, creating a chaotic sensory nightmare for the condemned. The final, terrifying act of this ritual was then performed. The sealed sack, with its struggling, despairing contents, was cast into the depths of the Tiber River, the very lifeblood of Rome, or, if circumstances allowed, into the vast, indifferent expanse of the sea. There, the parricide faced a terrifying, lingering death, a suffocating, drowning end in the company of frantic, aggressive beasts. This archaic ritual, though its precise application and symbolic nuances might have evolved over centuries, retained its core barbaric essence, a stark and chilling testament to Rome's perception of ultimate transgression and its extreme measures to enforce its most sacred societal bonds. Historians and scholars have long grappled with the profound ambiguity surrounding the true purpose and deeply embedded symbolic weight of Poena Cullei. What layers of meaning did the Romans, with their sophisticated understanding of law and society, truly intend to embed within this gruesome spectacle? Various compelling theories attempt to unravel this ancient horror, each offering a chilling window into the Roman psyche. One powerful and widely discussed interpretation posits that the very presence of the animals within the sack underscored the utter unnaturalness of the crime itself. By violating the sacred, fundamental bonds of human nature through parricide, the condemned was believed to have forfeited their own humanity, effectively relegated to the company of beasts. This perspective suggests a profound dehumanization, where the parricide was literally placed outside the human realm, consigned to a non-human existence even in death. Within this framework, each animal was not merely a companion in terror, but might have carried a specific, potent symbolic meaning, carefully chosen to reflect the depth and specific nature of the parricide's betrayal. The dog, a creature universally famed for its unwavering loyalty and devotion to its master, represented loyalty cruelly betrayed, a direct mirror to the broken trust and shattered familial pietas that the parricide had so violently desecrated. The viper, with its venomous bite, silent approach, and slithering treachery, symbolized the insidious deceit, malicious intent, and hidden danger inherent in the act of familial murder. The monkey, often seen as a grotesque mimic or a creature of distorted imitation, perhaps represented distorted humanity itself, a mocking, unsettling parody of what a human being should be, mirroring the parricide's corruption of the most fundamental human familial bonds, a twisted reflection of their own moral perversion. And the rooster, a creature associated with the dawn, the cycle of life, and often seen as a symbol of aggression or a life cut short, might have signified the premature, violent end brought upon a parent, or indeed, the parricide's own life now tainted by betrayal and violently truncated by their own abominable act. These animals, each laden with specific cultural and symbolic weight, transformed the sack into a microcosm of the parricide's spiritual and social downfall, a literal company of their own debased nature. A second compelling perspective shifts the focus from purely symbolic interpretation to the psychological impact of the punishment. This hypothesis suggests that the elaborate humiliation and the sheer, unadulterated terror of the method itself served as a potent psychological deterrent. This was not a quick, merciful execution designed for swift retribution. Instead, it was a drawn-out, agonizing ordeal, meticulously crafted to inflict unimaginable physical and mental suffering, designed to instill not just fear in the condemned, but a profound, visceral dread in any who witnessed or even merely heard of it. By creating such a public and deeply visceral display of suffering, degradation, and the complete severance from human society, Rome sought to send an unmistakable, horrifying message about the inviolability of family bonds. It was an explicit, terrifying theatrical warning etched into the collective consciousness, ensuring that the mere thought of committing parricide would be met with an immediate, deep-seated revulsion and dread, far surpassing the fear of any other criminal consequence. It aimed to reinforce the sanctity of family as the bedrock of the Roman state, protecting it through the most extreme forms of terror. A third significant hypothesis interprets the watery disposal of the sack as a crucial ritualistic cleansing, a desperate attempt to purify the land from the pollution of such an abominable crime. The body of a parricide was considered so utterly defiled, so steeped in sacrilege and cosmic transgression, that it was deemed unfit to touch Roman soil or be exposed to Roman air. To allow such a polluted corpse to remain on land would be to invite divine wrath and further contaminate the sacred territory of Rome. Casting the sack into the river or the sea was therefore a ritualistic act of complete severance, a way to ritually wash away the parricide's connection to the world of the living and the sanctity of Rome itself. It was an act of profound erasure, preventing the polluted body from defiling the land and ensuring that the memory of the individual was not just extinguished, but symbolically purged and washed away from existence, as if they had never been. This watery oblivion was meant to purify the community, separating the sacred land from the deepest stain of human depravity. The profound ambiguity of Poena Cullei's exact meaning and the intertwining yet distinct nature of these interpretations only adds to its unsettling allure. It transforms it from a mere historical fact into an ancient horror that continues to captivate, disturb, and challenge our understanding of ancient justice. Understanding Poena Cullei offers us a chilling, unparalleled window into the Roman psyche, their deepest fears concerning social order, their complex moral frameworks, and their extreme expressions of justice when faced with what they perceived as the ultimate transgression. It reminds us that history encompasses not only the grand narratives of empires, legislative triumphs, and cultural achievements, but also the dark shadows of human nature and the extraordinary, sometimes incomprehensible, lengths to which societies will go to maintain their perceived order, even if that order is enforced through acts that today appear incomprehensibly brutal. This archaic ritual, born from an ancient fear of familial betrayal and societal collapse, serves as a stark echo from the past, challenging us to confront the enduring questions of justice, morality, and the very boundaries of human cruelty. In a world that prided itself on reason, law, and civic virtue, what does Poena Cullei truly reveal about the heart of Rome, and indeed about the darkest corners of humanity's past?